Ground rules, first of all. How these sessions work for those that have not been involved. First of all, everyone in this room is invited to come to the session. You can keep this here. Everyone is invited to come to the session. In fact, it is to the benefit of the session to have us all there. And that doesn't mean you need to stay the entire session, but certainly if you could come at the beginning and to stay as long as you could, it is worthwhile that the people that are sitting there see that we are committed to this leadership training. And in that capacity, by having us sit in the back of the room or having us be trainers or having us be facilitators, it really goes a long way to build that team that you need to have later on. To that end, clearly we have a very strong leadership teams. Thank you, Sandy. And I also want to thank Ellen for setting the standard for this type of course, not only regionally, but nationally. I mean, this is a course that is modeled throughout the nation at this point, and people ask us for our materials on a regular basis. But really what it does, first and foremost, and most importantly, is it sets the stage for your volunteers as you come up the ladder. These are the people that are going to be, as Lisa said, the people that you could trust and rely on to get things done. So it really is a process in which you as the leadership team, you as the executive board, really come up with a new set of people that will help you grow the temple. So it's a very, very important element of what we do here in terms of moving to the next leadership group at the temple.
Wait, can I just interject one quick thing?
No.
When Paul said about coming, you said
Go ahead.
you didn't say this, so I'm going to just add. 2 cohorts ago, because we're going to be on our 8th cohort, so we're the 6th and the 7th, the executive committee, we utilized them. They sat in with groups. They worked with people, even if they were not, not on that particular team. And that was rated very highly by participants. Do you remember that, Sharon, in your class?
So in your loose leaves, we do have a notional list of sessions and who's going to be involved, but it's not a complete list. So what I'd like to do right now is just sort of go through and talk for a second about who's doing what. In each session we have a trainer, we have clergy, and one of the things, by the way, that we found out early in this process is an essential element of the training itself is to have the clergy in the room, to have the clergy be participants. That element of the training is absolutely critical to everyone that's there. So we assign a clergy member to each of the sessions, and we also assign a facilitator. Facilitator is the person that's there setting everything up, helping you do your training the best way that you could do it. So as we progress through this process and as you start to think about what you need to have, the facilitators are the people that will help you get through that process. The first session is the course introduction. As we had talked before, it's the Jewish Leadership at Home work, temple, what every Jew should know. That's heavily influenced by Rabbi Gretz and Rabbi Shanks, so they do have a major portion of that first session. The president always speaks of that session in terms of introduction. So the people that we have assigned at this point, and the chairman of the committees goes through and gives a piece of that session. So we have Lisa and Sandy as the trainers at that session. We have the clergy, it's Rabbi Gretz and Rabbi Shanks, and I'll be the facilitator.
And
yes.
That's the one session, and add in the last one, that we really should have everybody there.
Yes.
From the executive committee.
And typically the last session we hold at somebody's house, so it's a combination of both a training session and also a social session.
And this is the one where we host the wine and cheese.
Yes.
And we as a committee are the host, so we'll all contribute to signing up and bringing things to make that an extra special reception.
Question.
Yes.
What's the difference between a trainer and a facilitator?
The facilitator is just taking care of the refreshments, taking care of the materials, taking care of the if you need a projector, the projector's there. If you need certain materials to do your job, that's really what the facilitator does. The trainer is the person that's up in front of the room. Now, just in terms of the executive board that's sitting here tonight, we have assigned most people have assignments from the executive board. There are a couple people that are not assigned right now. Bob, Susan, and Sharon are not assigned. So as we go through this, if you wanna add your names to any of these sessions, feel free. I would hope that by the time I'm done, everyone has an assignment of one sort or another. Self-understanding, personality styles, what does it mean to be a liberal Jew? Well, Tony does a marvelous job of going through, if you will, what are different management styles. And he's going to work this year with Cindy in essentially helping people understand themselves. There are different types of management styles. That doesn't mean that one's better than the next, it just simply means that there are different types of management styles. And part of what that exploration is to make sure that everyone understands what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and how we can use those strengths and weaknesses on a go-forward basis. Did I properly?
Yeah.
Okay. The next is Jewish values and communication. We have Melissa and we have Jeff. Now, here is where we could start adding some additional people. So if in fact anyone wants to volunteer to help Melissa and Jeff,
We were gonna add Kesher Connect in.
I think so.
Yeah.
So-
on this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole listening story, I don't know, I was just
Okay.
asking, cause
I think so.
maybe that was something. Sharon
Okay,
said.
so we need a person from Kesher on this one.
Well, both Casey and Jasmine are taking the class, and they both ask if Kesher can be part of it.
Yeah, pretty good place. right
Okay,
there.
so
I mean, that
Yeah,
part.
they've asked me as well, so I would like.
so how do we
to-
handle that? Do they actually get up and give a piece on it, or?
Yeah, I think that would be,
Mhm.
Okay.
but I think Melissa and Jeff and there ought to be somebody else from the executive committee, because there should be someone from the executive committee on every session. Will
And that
work on
particular
where
one-
that goes.
And that particular one's
Well, that
missing.
would probably be me.
Probably Sharon, cause she's
Fine.
tied to.
But I just have to say that Casey and Jasmine are both amazing facilitators and
Yeah,
presenters.
Well, no, I'm
They're
thinking there
very
probably
talented.
needs to be, there's time here to have 4 people
Oh, yeah.
at any one of these. So Sharon, you're volunteering to be a participant in this one?
Be a
Sure.
trainer.
A trainer, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
And then meeting management, this is Ellen and myself, but anyone else that
And Sue
wants
Adler
to,
Gressler.
anyone else that wants to volunteer for that, that'd be great.
She's done that one.
Sue,
Sue?
Sue Adler Bresler.
Yeah, Sue said she.
Sue, okay, that's great. So we have 3
We have
people.
somebody. from-
Maybe someone
Does
from
anyone
the
from the
executive
executive
committee.
committee want?
Anyone else from it? We have,
Do you want me to do that one?
that would be if you feel comfortable with that. We have other areas also, so you pick the one that you feel
It'd
most
be
comfortable.
fun.
You wanna do it?
It's a pretty good one.
It's
Great.
fun.
You could take
Whatever you
the,
want, I mean,
That'd be fun. I'd like
Done.
that.
all right, and Ellen's the lead on that.
Okay, then on systems information, we have Michael, we have Tracy, and we have Steve.
Plus Dick Lemaire doing the.
take
And
when they're
Dick.
doing the tour.
Okay, and that's really to go through the business of running the temple and what it takes. So you're fine with that. Then we have vision and motivation, building a shared Jewish vision. We have Sandy, Marilyn, and David. This is where we do the volunteerism.
That's- Yeah, David Douglas. from-
Yes, and Hal Wolf. And then for the conclusion and celebration, we have Lisa as the current president, and we always have the next president.
Yeah, so
We
Bob.
don't know who the
is,
next
but-
president is yet, but by then we will have a better handle on who the next president's gonna be. So why don't we leave a spot open for the next president, whoever he or she may be.
We
So the
still need
only,
a leadership person on that, don't we?
Yeah.
so the only person we haven't assigned then is Bob at this point.
Well, we could notionally assign Bob to that if you want, but you know that as an additional person, he might be that next president, he might not.
Well, what about, Bob working on the self-understanding personality styles?
Yeah, there's
And so that
nobody
we
there.
have some executive
Okay.
committee member
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Tony, can you fit him in on that?
Sure.
So that- yeah, sure.
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna be available, so I have to switch anyway, but I'll.
Okay, so, Tony, if you could work with Bob on that, that would be great. So, the assignments then are Lisa and Sandy for the first session, Tony and Bob for the second session, Melissa, Jeff, and Sharon for the third session, Ellen, Paul, Sue, and Susan for the next session, Michael, Tracy, and Steve, and Dick Lemaire for the next session, Sandy, Marilyn, and David for the next, and Lisa, and I forgot to mention Hal Wolf, and Lisa and the next president for the final session.
Did we cover everybody in the executive committee?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. So I think if everyone's comfortable with that, that's the assignments.
Cool.
And we'll be helping you go through your preparations as we get closer, but this is really what we're talking about. Grandma, anything else I missed? Grandma Tiger, anything else I missed?
Tiger,
No, it's right on the dot. Time for Cindy.
good job.